What's up, guys, and welcome to my review for The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This is the prequel film that's based on the novel. It's also directed by Francis Lawrence, who directed the second, third, and fourth Hunger Games films, and stars Tom Blythe as Coriolanus Snow, and Rachel Zegler plays Lucy Gray Baird. And it's the story of I wouldn't necessarily say rise of Snow, but it's the story of him developing into what he becomes and what he is in the Hunger Games films as President Snow. He's not president in this film, but he's tasked with mentoring Lucy Gray for the Hunger Games. Lucy Gray is the tribute from the 12th district, the female tribute, and he starts to create a bond with her. And he doesn't really feel like he should be being a mentor, but at the same time, he takes it upon himself to take her under his wing and protect her. They start to create a bond. One thing leads to another. The film goes in many different directions. And by the end of it, we're in a place that we need to talk about loyalty, trust, how far to go, how far is it okay to go to protect the ones that you care about. There's a lot of those themes that play into the end of the film, which I think is the strongest part of the movie. I think the last 30 minutes of this film, maybe 30, 40 minutes, the last chunk of the film, the whole third act of the movie, I think is the strongest part of it. The first act, the second act, the stuff that is involving the Hunger Games, I was just kind of underwhelmed with. I was like, you know what, this is done so much better. The first Hunger Games film, where you really get introduced to the Hunger Games for the first time, in this, they're reintroducing it to us again. And I was like, okay, I think this is just kind of underwhelming, slightly dull. I like the performance of Tom Blythe. I liked Rachel Zegler very much. But it's not until their bond really starts to grow and it has time to develop where the movie starts to 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 take off. And I think all the relationships in the movie are a strong part. I think, you know, Snow's relationship with his cousin, played by Hunter Schafer, was also really good. I think the relationship between Snow and his best friend, who's played by Jonas Rivera, if that's not his name, forgive me, but he also was in West Side Story. He's dating Rachel Zegler in real life, so he's very good in this movie. And like I said, all the relationships, the strongest part of the film. The Hunger Games stuff, the first like hour and a half plus of this film, it's just kind of like we've seen this before, but better. I didn't necessarily like any of the action that took place in the Hunger Games itself. I didn't feel any tension. I didn't find anything interesting about any of the tributes. I just thought it was like, oh, well, we got to do some Hunger Games stuff, so let's do it. And I don't know. I don't think that stuff paid off very well. I think Peter Dinklage is excellent. I think Violet Davis is excellent. I think the movie has excellent performances all around. And I think Tom Blythe and Rachel Zegler particularly have the biggest time to shine in the last half of the movie. Everything just started to pick up towards the end of it for me. There's a lot of juiciness that takes place that I was like, oh, this is what I've been waiting for the whole movie that you finally do get. So I do, like I said, think it ends on a high note. The first half of it, not the biggest fan of. It's watchable, but if I watch this movie, it's for the ending. Where I do feel satisfied. Francis Lawrence, like I said, did direct this again, as he's directed previous movies. And look, if there's ever another Hunger Games film, get Francis Lawrence out of there because he's put his taste on it. We need a fresh take on this world. Like if they do more Hunger Games stuff, I don't want Francis Lawrence doing it because it's not inspired anymore. When he did it with the first movie he did, Catching Fire, really excellent stuff. The scene where she comes up and the camera goes into IMAX frame, and you're getting the look of the whole arena, and the water and all that. That was excellent. This movie has nothing like that for me, anyway. So get Francis Lawrence out of there. James Newton Howard, great score. I don't want to like bash on this movie because I did like it. Like I said, I did really enjoy the last act of it and a lot of the relationships in the film. All the relationships in the film really worked for me. So, in the end of the day, The Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes is a film that I really liked. I can't say I loved, but I really liked how it ended, like where we go, but it's kind of a rocky road for me to get there. I'm going to give this 3.5 out of 5 stars. Am I happy I watched it? Yes, I am. And it was nice to see overall the progression of the Snow character and the development and to see, how that all played out. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with that, guys. Comment down below. Did you see this movie? What did you think about it? And you could also subscribe for a big one coming within the next week. It's going to be my picks for the top 10 best movies of 2023. That list is right around the corner. I've got another movie to see. It's The Zone of Interest. It's the final film that I want to see to put in contention for that. So that's coming very soon. Guys, you can follow me on Twitter at Ranking72 and Instagram and TikTok at KingOfRises131. Thank you so much for watching my review for The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And until next time, over and out.